Generals, gentlemen.
Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen, for an awesome shoutcast brought to you by the Generals, Gentlemen? I am Moon's Machine.
And I am Marco Hawk.
Fantastic, and today we are on everyone's favourite map, Coh2. But then again, I probably shouldn't say that, because it's Coh2 summer. I think people typically prefer Coh2 winter.
It's quite a little bit more fun. I do love a nice winter map. Adds a little bit more strategy and stuff involved, which makes it quite a fun game.
Very, very brutal, very cutthroat. So today we have, as our heroes on the left, I will copy Maestro in that. We have Ricky Shu S03, just because. So Ricky on the left as our heroic, majestic Wehrmacht here.
And on the right-hand side, we have Anavar as our Soviets.
That's a nice name.
I like it. It's quite nice. It just flows off the tongue. I think we should have a better time in this shoutcast than we have previously.
Yeah, that is correct. So we do have basically a faster Grenadier and an MG coming from Ricky, as well as the single Pyo. It's been a very, very long time since I have seen a double Pyo opening. It was something that people did in the beta all the time, because they were like, yeah, why would you not build two Pyos? This is what I've been doing for the past 10 years. But definitely, single Pyos now is basically the norm.
Yeah, it's preferable. I mean, the instant infantry compound, and then you just go out and start capping instead of sending your first squad out to cap and then
retreating.
Retreating pretty much.
From the conscripts that come. So actually, very aggressive play from Anavar. Gonna go for some decap and harassing those Pyos there as they're trying to cap. So nice work. They're Soviets. They really have to put the pressure on German. Otherwise, they just get out battled basically.
Yeah, it's a nice early, exactly, a nice early fuel, but those Pyos are not behind cover, and that's, preferable.
Wow.
That's quite low, actually, just retreating in time. I mean...
The MG makes it up in time, though.
Just delaying to set up the MG, but no, so I think they're going to get out. Yeah, get out fine there, which is a nice little flank there. Good, really on the ball.
Yeah, so meanwhile, I mean, behind us, Anavar's capping pretty hard on the bottom side here, which is interesting because usually in Coh2, I always see the Germans go for the bottom because an MG will lock it down really hard and, the fuel, the cutoffs, that sort of thing. And
nice,
so, yeah.
Nice decap up there as the top as well by Anavar.
Oh, man.
Oh, but that squad's getting quite low. No, we'll actually manage to survive there. I like how he decapped and then ran away instead of just like retreating straight away from the MG.
Cutting off the fuel. Yeah, one thing that I've noticed about Coh2 is, like, the MGs are so damn powerful against retreating units. Like, I noticed in Coh1, like, the MGs would just never hit during retreat. So I'm not sure why, but I've definitely seen MGs can be very effective against retreating squads if they go through its arc.
Yeah, super dangerous. Looks like, yeah, Anavar's taking nice control of the map. He's pretty much had free reign down the bottom with a couple of conscript squads just because he's he's kept Ricky, like, really occupied. Kept Ricky really occupied up the top just by going really ham after that fuel.
Yeah, that's how you play Soviet. You can't try and fight against MGs and, like, MG Grenadiers because the conscripts just aren't good until they get, Molotovs, and that's a pretty big investment. And then again, you have to actually land the Molotov. The garrison is going to be very important because rifle grenades, not only are they tier 2 and they cost munitions, but they're just not always reliable against garrisons. It's very hard to actually, like, force out a squad. And so there's going to be an engagement here in the middle between a Pyo and a Grenadier squad, though. It looks as though the Pioneers, despite being behind heavy cover, will get a lot of damage taken.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. And now we do see the Grens moving to the side now to take it to deny that heavy cover.
Rifle nade though, actually.
Yeah, to Anavar. That nade lands, but no, out of position there. Good dodge there from Anavar.
Yeah, so meanwhile, Anavar's going nuts on the map control, so I think we're going to see some fast tech from Anavar. No buildings just yet, but having the fuel edge over the German is always a very important thing for T-70s or whatever you may do that requires your fuel. One thing we've been seeing a lot recently since the new patch to the T-34 buff is a lot of people are rushing T-34s, myself included, because it only costs 85 fuel as opposed to 55 on the T-34s. You can really rush them out on the T-70s, you can rush them out really fast.
Yeah, the buff is actually quite nice. I've played, I think I've played a couple of games on it so far, and they're definitely a much more viable pick instead of, what do I build? I think I'll build some Su-85s.
Every
nice
game,
yeah.
Said every Russian player ever.
Yeah, I really like that. That's a fantastic garrison, Anavar. That's probably one of the most important garrisons on the map. It just gives you such good control just over the top and just prevents decapping so well. And
keep in mind, though,
big garrison as well. So
yeah, keep in mind that point is actually Ricky's. So he has the garrison, but I mean, he didn't actually prevent the cap. He capped it under heavy cover. It didn't really do enough damage to actually prevent it from happening. So some decapping here coming from Ricky, but it looks as though the MG may actually get flanked here by this conscript squad. That's nice to see.
Yeah, conscripts are coming around now. See the Ura go down, moving into the side, and I'd say Ricky should get out of there pretty shortly.
He might have the Molotov though. Yeah, he does cancel the Molotov. Nice work. Gotta make sure you don't waste the Molotovs if the unit squad is retreating. So now there's only this cutoff left. If Anavar actually gets that, they will go pretty much all of the income of Ricky.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm just leaving those green squads there for the moment. Can't really do a lot of capping. He's pushing out with those, Anavar's still pushing out with those conscripts again, trying to get control of the map. But Ricky is starting to push back on the bottom now, trying to get some caps down.
I think that's something that you can really abuse the Soviets. You can really abuse the lack of good garrison clearing that German actually has. Especially on maps like Semois, where the garrisons are just so crucial now. Early scout car, actually, from Ricky. He only has 3 tier 1. He has 2 Grins and an MG. That's a very, very fast tier 2. Yeah. Not something you see very often. Usually you see 4 tier 1 units is usually the standard, I think.
Yeah, so it's an interesting choice. It's actually going to take a bit of damage from that garrison. I like the engineers being put in that garrison with the flamer. I mean, there's no real cover nearby that allows Ricky to attack it safely, pretty much. Yeah. So he needs an armored car to force it off now.
Well, I'm surprised we haven't seen a mortar from Ricky, because mortars are not only going to be awesome against this garrison, but also this one hitting the high munitions points. So I think a mortar would have been a very good idea.
Yeah, mortar would be nice, or like half-track mortar or anything like that, really. Just see something coming out, so...
So actually a bit of decapping here from Ricky as well. Don't deny the fuel, which is always nice to do because the fuels are so important. Decapping 11 fuel as opposed to 7 fuel as opposed to the 3. It's actually munitions that are 11. So if you can get the fuel down, then that's going to definitely delay the tech, which is very, very cutthroat. I think in Coh2 now, it's basically the race to get the P4 versus the counter to the P4, which is a lot easier for Soviets now because of the T-34s.
Oh, definitely, I think so.
So scout car.
Now the scout car. That's what I thought I saw before. So second scout car now coming out of Ricky.
Yeah, people are loving the scout car since the buff. Basically, they made it so when they get the up gun, they still retain the MG. So they're very effective against not only vehicles, obviously, but also they're still just as effective against infantry as well. So they're very good at preventing decapping. They're very good at chase swords on retreat. Like if your infantry chases sword, the scout car can just chase it down, and he might do that actually. So scout cars are something we see a lot here, but the problem is they do definitely delay attack because of their heavy fuel costs. But then again, it is offset by their incredibly low manpower cost at only 80.
Yeah, no, it's really good to see as well. I really like that buff just on the grounds, that it was kind of hard because like it's when I go the up gun, then I lose all my anti-infantry like capabilities and things like that, and it was a real pain. Looks like, is that another scout car coming out now?
Oh yes, it is. That is 3 scout cars from Ricky. That's a very aggressive play here. Scout cars can really backfire because it's just such a heavy fuel investment that it delays the tier 3. It delays the P4 or the Ostwind, that if they don't pay off, then you can really have a hard time dealing with like basically the T70, the T34. You can upgun the scout cars. You can get 2 of them, and that will definitely kill T70. Two upgun scout cars, but that won't always, and like because the T70 can just kite away and kind of engage them one at a time. So it's a very risky move. And I'm surprised we're seeing it on Kolodny. Like, it's a very small map. Like, on a map like Moscow, yeah, definitely, I can see why. Or even, Pripyat. But on Kolodny, it's weird. But the thing is, it's actually working. It is forcing Anavar off the map.
Yeah, even it does leave you vulnerable to the fact if they go for a Tech 2, which the average player does go for that early Tech 2. I mean, it leaves you vulnerable to the AT guns, and then if they go Tech 4, it leaves you vulnerable to Su-85s and stuff like that, and you just don't get any P4s or actual anti-tank tanks out in time. So.
Yeah, well, I think the best way to deal with it, which I like doing myself, is when you go guards, but then you get a M3 scout car, because then you can just chase them down, and then like it really forces the upgun. And speaking of force, there goes the retreat. So it looks as though Avanai is really trying to push back from this cutoff here, because once that cutoff has been captured, that'll prevent this point from being mined. So it's very important to actually clear that out. So we're out seeing guards on the field. So it's a very good choice against the scout cars. It's pretty much nice Roffinade. It's pretty much the only really good way of dealing with the scout cars until you get tanks.
Yeah, it is putting them all together though. That grouping is quite nice. I mean, it's going to be definitely going to be hard to get some concepts in there for 18 aids and things like that, and they're going to do a lot of damage in a small kind of radius, so it's going to be really effective against stopping decapping and stuff like that.
Yeah, we do have a tier 2 from Anavar, so probably going to see an AT gun. Yeah, definitely AT gun coming on the way. But I think, see, look at that retreat. Look at the chase on retreat, especially against weaker units like snipers, NGs. It can be very effective chasing a weak squad down. So the AT gun is on the field, and that definitely may get some lucky stops, because one shot from an AT gun will actually kill a scout car. So you gotta be very, very careful that you don't walk into an AT gun.
Yeah, or into guards even. I mean, the lockdown from the button will allow the AT gun to get in position, and then it just takes it out, and then you're in like some pretty serious trouble.
Yeah.
And it's a big fuel investment cost that you just completely lost pretty much.
But I think guards probably wouldn't need the AT gun. If they can land the button, that's definitely a dead scout car. Because scout cars are very vulnerable to guards.
Yeah.
And so we are still seeing the pressure being applied by Ricky. Is really forcing back Anavar. So he's probably going to have a hard time pushing out from this, because with the scout cars, it's really limiting his mobility and his capping power. The guards, though, they can cap and they don't have to worry about scout cars. Or water half track, though. That's going to be an interesting choice.
Yeah, interesting to see them coming out. I mean, there is a bit of bobbing and stuff. I mean, Anavar has been forced back a bit as well, so that's going to be good at stopping the decapping again. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens.
I think it's going to be a very good counter against the AT gun. The mortar half track obviously is going to completely hard counter that. And speaking of hard counter, here comes the P-Grens. They will decimate those guards. Not being caught by a nice nade there from the guards. Those guards nades are very, very potent.
Yeah, combined with those P-Grens, even with the armored cars, it's actually going to force the retreat on the guard squad there. So it's a nice little combo there, moving in some infantry to tank the damage of the guards, and then moving the cars behind.
Yeah, so basically it's not enough. It's not enough for Anavar to really push back. He is gradually, but you don't want to be pushing gradually, especially when your opponent has fuel points as well. So Ricky, it's actually a good idea locking down the fuel, because when you go for 3 scout cars on a mortar half track, that's a lot of fuel. You really want to make sure you can get that back. So I like the idea of getting those fuel points. Especially when you factor in how cheap the scout cars are, there's actually not a lot of munitions. You can spend that munitions on those fuel points. So we are seeing a second mortar half track actually from Ricky. That's a crazy aggressive fuel play here. Keep in mind that that's going to be, what is it? 80 fuel for the 2.
Wow.
3 scout cars 20. That's basically that's a P4. So is going to be really behind in the tech race if Ricky gets a tank out pretty soon.
Yeah, and if he loses those cars or anything like that, he's going to be in some pretty serious trouble. I mean, not getting out an early P4 or something like that leaves him pretty vulnerable to the late game tech of Anavar.
Yeah, so we are seeing tier 4, so that's going to be a good choice. S35s can be very powerful, but even T34s would be good as well, because they're going to 2-shot. Scout cards are going to 2-shot even more than half tracks as well. So T34s are very good against this sort of play.
Oh, definitely, yeah. No real solid AT out as of yet on Ricky, so yeah, good choice there from Anavar.
Yeah, I do quite like the Telemine though. The Telemine will definitely, if it hits T70, it'll kill it. If it hits a T34, it'll pretty much allow it to get killed by a upgunned scout car. So very nice, and actually is that an 1880? Yeah, that is an 1880. He may actually lose that scout car there.
Yeah, it's getting taken quite low. He's starting to back off now, but no, just the retreat go down from Anavar.
P-Grens to save the day. Guards in that garrison. That's nice to see, because basically a garrison gives them so much line of sight that if a scout car goes anywhere near it, it'll definitely take a lot of shots and be taken quite low. And even a mortar as well from Anavar.
Yeah, good, interesting choice from him. But yeah, I really like the garrison placement as well. I mean, right in the middle there is really going to force off Ricky from like nice mobility with the armored cars.
Yeah, these mortar hard tracks are really raining death from afar here. May prevent the decapping. I'm missing a lot though. But if he gets some lucky shots, he may do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, moving those P-Grens as well now.
A Vet 2 conscript though might be enough to deal with that. Actually, the mortars are not doing much against the conscript. They actually took out one of his own, and this Gren squad looks very dead to me. Copping a nice grenade. Once again, we are seeing the grenades devastate, and yeah, forcing off the retreat. The P-Grens in close range to do so much damage, but now he's capping under mortar fire. Gotta be careful, he doesn't get caught. Actually,
mortar. Oh dear.
It's also the mortar from Anavar as well, and actually
he lost the P-Gren squad.
Oh man.
Oh wow. So that's a Gren squad and a P-Gren squad that you lost in that little engagement there. We do see Squads moving up on the MG now. I don't think you can quite pin all 3 squads there.
No, you can't, unfortunately. But they are under Mortify. They may take a lot of damage as well. So pretty much the only thing that that Ricky really has now is the Scout Cars and his Mortars. Because he has, what, 1 Grand, 2 Pyros, and MG. That's not really any infantry power. He can't really cap any points, that sort of thing. But I'm not sure why we're seeing a Mortar from Anavar. That's weird, because, you know, Mortar's obviously not going to be good. Oh, but the AT gun, it will be good against that Scout Car, one-shotting it down. It's very, very brutal engagements there.
Oh, yeah. Ricky gets caught out of position just for a little bit and just loses one, so straight down there. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll probably be seeing, I don't know, whether maybe an SU-85 or something out from Ricky pretty soon. I mean, he must be getting, sorry, from Anavar pretty soon. He must be getting pretty close, yeah, and then we do see the SU-85 coming out, so that's gonna be spelled trouble for Ricky. I mean, he doesn't really have any AT, anything in the way of AT. He's got 2 mortar half tracks, a couple of armored cars, and they don't really do that well.
Yeah, he does definitely have the Pigrins though. He has enough munitions. Yeah, he can get those Treks, and Treks are obviously probably the best way to deal with SU-85s. The only problem is they have low range, so it can be hard to really get the kill. But yeah, I mean, Shreks are great. Shreks are fantastic against SU-85s. And calling in Reconnaissance Overfly, that's going to be a good move from Anavar, because he will see what's going on, from Ricky rather. Because, you know, he Fog of War, there we go, Fog of War. So yeah, he sees everything. He sees the infantry, he even sees the tier 4. He may have seen the SU-85 as well. So only 80 munitions, and it can really give a lot away, because he's going to see this, he sees, oh no. He said SU-85, bam, there we go. So he knows
the SU-85 is coming now.
So now basically he's probably going to back away Scout Cars. He's going to maybe, you know, get another Piggun squad for the Shreks, maybe even a pack gun as well. So definitely got to make sure that that Ricky doesn't really move his Scout Cars in the way of the SU-85. Because they will one-shot the Scout Cars when they're, you know, not vet 2.
Piggun squad is taken quite low there as well.
Yeah, he wants to decap it, but will he lose the squad? It won't be worth it if he loses it. The vet 2 will make it do more damage. But actually 18 are getting caught now. Here comes the SU-85.
Oh, the SU-85.
There goes one of them.
I think they destroyed engine, so that's going to be gone. And the other one has a damaged engine as well. I mean, he's probably going to move that in time. Now, and he moves pretty safely as well. Man, the SU-85 is coming up in the second car. Boom! Loses that as well.
Catch you later.
See, that's the issue, just going all these armored cars and the mortar half tracks. I mean, you're so vulnerable to the late game tanks of the Soviets.
Basically any tanks. I mean, even a T-70 would have done the exact same thing. But the SU-85 definitely having a range, and there goes the retreat here from the mortar half tracks.
Mortar half tracks are getting the hell out of there.
So I think that may be the saving grace here from Anavar, really pushing back. He doesn't have to worry about the Scout Cars and mortar half tracks. He has a lot of vetted units here, 2 double vet conscripts, and basically everything that Ricky has is no vet, because it's been the Scout Cars, the mortars, they've been doing the damage. His infantry have not. So they have very, very low, if no vet at all. So I think the veterancy battle, which is a very important factor in Company Heroes 2, will definitely go towards Anavar.
Oh, definitely. I'd like to see some pushing out now from Anavar. Now he can really he's taking care of those armored cars and the fact that Ricky doesn't really have an infantry advantage or anything like that. I'd like to see him pushing out with those conscripts and stuff, doing a bit of capping.
Yeah, have we actually seen a doctrine yet? We have, obviously, for the guards. Which one is it? It's the... Oh, actually, the one that you don't see very much. It's basically that you get... It's a very similar to guard murder tactics, guard murder coordination, but instead of the mortar half track, you get the cloaked AT guns, and instead of the T-34-85 calling, you get the ISU. So it's a very good doctrine. It's very, very good, but I think heavy mortars are just so good that it's not really worth it in my eyes. I definitely prefer the heavy mortars.
We do see the guards moving in. They're actually quite close to the mortar half tracks, but I think they may be forced off by the P-Grand Treks. No, maybe not. That looks like they could take that garrison though, and that means those mortar half tracks could be
and the SU-85 as well is on the move here. He may lose one of those to the guards in the garrison. The SU-85 claims another victim here. That's really bringing the pain on into the vehicles of Ricky. As I said, the guards, when they garrison, they have a lot of range with those AT rifles. So definitely caught out of position here. The mortar half tracks as well as those scout cars from previously. The guards actually very low. May get caught by the nade.
Health quite low now.
How did that not kill it?
I don't know. They're very low health. I mean, it is a vet 2 squad, but still.
It's not safe yet. They're running through the P-Grins. Never a good thing to do. But then again, the Shreks will lower his infantry chasing power at least. So definitely a lot of pushing back here from Anavar. Now here comes the heroic vet 2 squads.
That vet is just going to be so important, and we do see Ricky, of course, going, nah, I'm out of here, man.
Catch you later.
You got vet 2 squads, and no way I can handle that.
I don't want to deal with that, yeah. Actually, one thing that isn't in Company Heroes 2, because we're Command & Conquer Shoutcasts, if you guys don't know that. in Command & Conquer, there's like a word for each level of vet. Like rather than like Vet 1, Vet 2, and Vet 3, it's Veteran, Elite, Heroic. I don't think there is any names like that, is there? No one really calls units like a status by their vet. They just say Vet 1, Vet 2.
Yeah, not that I've heard of. So.
Yeah, anyway, so actually this is a nice garrison here from Ricky. That will definitely prevent the cap on the munitions point, but meanwhile there is a Gren and a Pyro squad, and they will try and chase down these support weapons. The Vet 2 will give the Grenadiers some nice health. Where's he getting suppressed from? Well, that's a Maxim as well.
Yeah, Maxim on the side there, which is a fairly interesting choice. We got the Su-85s there. I mean, not sure if he's going for a Shrek or something like that.
Yeah, he must be. Because basically it'll delay the Su-85 from being able to chase. It has to repair until it can be. He's definitely really extending that squad, getting caught by some units here. So a Maxim, interesting. Some of you don't see very much because they're not very good.
No,
they're just not good.
Just not really up on the level of the German MGs.
I think they got over-nerfed. I think they definitely got over-nerfed. But especially because of how strong the German mortars are, they can be shut down pretty easily. But I think it's also because like P-Gren squads can walk through the firing arc of a Maxim head-on directly, walk up to it, throw a bundled nade, and force the retreat on the Maxim despite being head-on. So the conscript squad is being very greedy here, but it will retreat just in time.
Yeah, getting out of there. I like the unit preservation from Anavar. I don't think he's actually lost a squad, or if he has, I missed it. I mean, he's got both his engineer squad, he's got everything still going, which is really good. It's really giving him the manpower advantage, so to speak, squad advantage there.
Yeah, despite the scout cars from Ricky, which are very good at chasing, so you can lose squads pretty easily if you get caught out of position. But we haven't seen that thus far here from Anavar, so nice work there, and we are seeing that by being rewarded by the vet. Whoa, where did that come from?
That'd be a tiger, yo!
Ladies and gentlemen, we do in fact have a tiger. He may actually lose the squad. The tiger boxing that in to the MG.
Oh, the MG's doing a lot of damage. The tiger's doing a little bit of chase there, but I'm not sure whether it'll quite get the Vet 2 squad. We do have the Su-85 moving in it, and we do see it starting to backpedal now.
Yeah, so that's an early target, despite the heavy fuel opening here coming out of Ricky. So actually, this tiger here that's suddenly going to change the dynamic of this game. The Su-85 is firing from afar, doing a lot of damage here to the rearmor now as well. It has got Dot the Vet 1, so it can definitely use the tracking to extend its line of sight. But Culloden isn't a very good map, Su-85s, because of all the hedges and the buildings, and kind of just how small and choke pointy it is.
But that tiger might actually get cut off by the conscript squads to get 18-ated, and that could
and the guards as well. He's really extending that. Where are you going?
You're in a little bit of trouble there, buddy.
Ricky, you're being a little bit greedy here, buddy. You're caught off by your grins. You can't support that. So now he's driving into Su-85. Will he get button or 18-ated? It looks like he will, but he is actually crushing some of those conscripts at least. He may actually retreat button now. It's all the smoke charges though. Those smoke charges are ridiculous. They do actually prevent, or they stop.
They stop the button.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But then again, it does cost munitions. So that Tiger, it got away, which I wasn't expecting because I thought it didn't. Did it 18-ated?
Yeah, no,
I don't know if it did.
No, I don't think it did in time. I mean, he definitely got the button down, but I don't think he actually ended up getting the 18-8 at the time.
Do keep in mind though that since the latest patch, 18-8s won't always damage the engine.
Yeah, they can get
deflected
off.
So maybe it did. And that's actually a pretty big nerf to Su-85s. That's a huge nerf because it means that you aren't guaranteed to slow down the Panther as it tries to flank you. You aren't guaranteed to slow down the P4. So like, Su-85s are so dependent on their teenage to constantly backpedal away. But if the engine isn't damaged and it's blitzkrieging, you're gonna lose Su-85 easy.
Yeah, Su-85 is moving up on the side now, but we do have the Tiger combined with all the P-Shreks as well on the side, so you have to be careful of them. Oh, yeah.
That's a nice word. Actually, he will juke behind the garrison, though. He's getting very greedy here, but here come the guards as well. The Su-85 is so exposed.
It's buttoned now. Looks like he's going into the 18-8. The Su-85 is moving on the side now, but doesn't actually have a clear line of sight on the Tiger.
Mark Tiger on the Tiger as well. The garrisons has been taken by the Shreks, but will get away at least, but will his engines get taken down? I think they will. By the Shrek squad. The mortar's still alive, but looks like we'll get taken out by the Su-85. Yes, they're out of control there. So that was a very crazy back and forth engagement. The Vet 2 conscripts will get taken out by the Pyos with the Tiger support in the back lines. And actually, the Panzergrens are trying to chase down that Su-85, but it looks like it will get away. Or maybe not.
No! Stop the reverse move, but he's taking a little bit of that damage from those piles of wood there on the side.
Actually, it looks like he may get caught here by the P-Gun. That's some bad micro. The Vet 2. One more shot, it will get taken out.
Oh, the Su-85 goes down.
That's a bit of a missed micro there. That's why I always use the R click. I never actually like conventional right click like Coh2 style, because I think the reverse, like the R click, is just so much more reliable. But then again, maybe he didn't realize they were chasing and may even lose the Vet 2 conscript squad. What are you doing?
Oh no!
Wow.
The Vet 2 conscript squad does go down.
All of a sudden now, Anavar is in a bit of trouble here, losing his SU-85 and a Vet 2 squad. Do we have another SU-85 on the way, though? That's Ricky, that's not Anavar. Do we have? Yes, we do. Another SU-85 on the way.
Second SU-85 is coming. So that's the first squad I've seen succumb there to Ricky there, so that he's losing that Vet 2 conscript squad. Bit unfortunate on that SU-85 as well. I mean, 2 SU-85s would have been great if he actually had them together, but now, not sure what he can do.
Yeah, as a Soviet player, this is the worst garrison in the entire world. That garrison, single-handedly, like, I've lost games to, like, Tigers duking behind it. I always loved killing that. I just destroy the garrison just straight away, because basically, yeah, in a lot of those late-game tank battles, they'll just, like, duke around it, and then you can't chase it. It'll get repairs and stuff, so I think killing that garrison with Zis, with S-35s can be very important as a Soviet. Even the mortar as well can be very important for a Soviet player.
Oh, yeah. So it looks like we're a little bit of a lull in play at the moment, just running around doing a bit of capping left, right, and centre. We just have the conscripts moving up, trying to decap that central VP.
Lobbing against the Tiger, maybe not a good idea there. So basically, the other thing as well that I haven't mentioned, at least I haven't mentioned it recently, is Anavar is so damn ahead in the Vet. He has Vet 3 squads, Vet 2 guards, even his engineers have Vet, where there isn't really much of that from Ricky. He really wants to nade this Tiger. He really wants to. Yeah. And it has been naded now. SU-85 in the back can actually show that away. Didn't get the damage engine though.
That's it. Yeah, the penetration's down, so it's not like 1,000 like it was before, a guaranteed hit. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely makes it a bit more interesting than it was before. I'm not sure if it's 100. I'm not sure if it's really good though. I mean, it makes it more effective against vehicles and less effective against tanks. So yeah.
Well, I think it makes it a bit less one-sided. Because before, it was kind of just 18-8 SU-85, just like every time. So now there's a bit more interesting dynamic behind it. But it is a big nerf. At the same time, to SU-85, at the same time, it does work for German as well. Like, you know, Fausting a scout car and like it doesn't damage the engine. You're like, God damn it! It's the same sort of thing. So these guards actually with the Vet 2 going to do a lot of damage here to the P-Grand squad.
Oh yeah, and I really like those vet combat engineers with the flamers. I mean, they're just running around. It's like, you want a decap? No, thank you. I've got flamers, buddy.
So the Tiger now will get 18-8'd, but will it get the engine? I
think they threw it.
What is he doing? He's not actually doing anything.
I don't know. I thought he threw it before, but maybe not. Anyway, he better back off because they're pretty low health.
Yeah, he has plenty of munitions. Munitions aren't a concern here for Anavar, despite the cost increase to URA, which typically makes Soviet players have less munitions overall. And so this is a very, very nice bunker because he can't kill with an SU-85 unless he like goes over here, because you know that's not in the angle. Like over here, you can't hit it. Like there maybe. You can't hit it unless it comes over here. So that garrison is really going to help. Actually, speaking of losing...
Oh, I think that might have been the... Was it the Vet 2?
Well, it was one of them.
It was just the Vet 1 squad there that went down. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. They're moving in the second squad now. Gonna flame it down.
He may lose that Vet 3 squad.
Look at that damage. Oh, well. I just want to see a Flamer squad just hit Vet 3. Just that. That's all I want to see for this game.
Yeah, I think the penal flamers are the same, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that the flamers are actually the same, despite the squad being better overall. So this mortar, good work from Anavar actually taking that out. That's going to be very important. Because, as I said, he can't really kill it with these SU-85, else he will risk getting flanked. But what was that? There was a bomb drop somewhere. He used his... Oh, shit. I missed the...
Precision bombing strike.
Where did it go? Where did it go?
Somewhere on the side, I'm not really sure.
I missed it. Oh, well. Sorry. Anyway. Sorry. So we now have a second Tiger. 2 Tigers here from Ricky. That's going to be really hard for Anavar to actually deal with. He's going to need to step up the production of his SU-85s.
We do have a second SU-85 has now come out in the field for Anavar, so it'll be 2 of them against 2 of the Tigers. But we have to remember like the P-Shreks and stuff like that as well that you have out from Ricky, so that'll be fairly interesting little
He's going for a flank here by the looks of it. 2 of them on the north here are moving in. The SU-85s aren't facing the wrong way. He may actually lose this one.
I think he might lose that SU-85.
There is the AT gun as well though. That's going to be very effective. None of them have blitzkrieg though, so he can backpedal away, but the one in the back isn't actually in position to fire that yet. Do we see some 18-8s? No, we do not, and that SU-85 is taking a lot of damage here. It needs to get away and fire from afar, but it looks like it won't another Maxim is moving in. Not an AT gun, he needs another AT gun. So this SU-85 actually is getting that target caught by their teammate. This one looks dead to me.
We do see the smoke coming out there to protect the far back.
Oh, he may actually get away. One more shot, will he kill it? No, he won't.
No,
nice unit preservation there from Anavar. So this Tiger's now moving. He wants to get the kill. He wants to get the kill, but can he actually get it? He focuses the wrong one. The Blitzkrieg can get popped. Now there we go. He's moving in, but he's getting quite low on the Tiger here. So now he will get rear armor faced by that one, but the strat point will actually prevent it from refacing in time. And so, he's going to lose the Vet 3 squad!
Oh, it did in fact go down there. Unfortunately, he did get that Tiger out up the side there. That Blitzkrieg really helped to the movement.
But then again, it's not out of danger just yet. SU-85 is chasing it, but with the Blitzkrieg, he can get away in time. But still, I think that SU-85 wants his cookies. He's going for it.
He's running in there with that
Oh!
SU-85. Oh, nice little strike there.
Did kind of dodge it though. But then keep in mind though, the SU-85s can no longer chase with their focus sight. They did get that nerf, so that they can't really see very far.
Yeah, I think it's a 50% reduced speed when you do pop the focus sight, which means you can't just chase after it, just firing at full wheel.
Oh man, these conscripts have a Shrek though, and when they get Vet 2, they do a lot of damage on those Shreks, especially with the 18-8s combined, and not enough munitions for a marked target though, unfortunately.
We do have the AT gun is now moving in as well, so that target could be in serious trouble.
Yeah, he's only like a third Vet 1, so he can't actually Blitzkrieg. The MG though will probably suppress the squad if he goes to try and get that. But yeah, those conscripts with the Shreks, they do a lot of damage against the German vehicles.
Definitely, don't want to lose that Shrek. I'd probably back that unit off now.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. He did Molotov himself though. I'm not sure what. Oh, but actually here comes the SU-85. We might actually get the finishing blow here on the Tiger.
It's got the rear armor facing as well, so I think that SU-85 is going to get it. We do see the smoke get popped.
It's a nice move there. He's going to have to really chase it into the front to actually get that down. Where is the second Tiger though? It's too far away, and so he may even lose that. The Tiger isn't actually, it's not dead just yet, and then when that close, they can do a lot of damage here, but can he actually get the shot there? This is a very close engagement here. The Tiger though definitely has a lot of frontal arm. He can deflect, he can keep deflecting these shells. He's backing away desperately. The conscript squad is actually pinned, so it can't fire its Shrek, and now it does get back into the hedge.
The turret is still active though. It could actually kill that Tiger.
There it goes, the other one's Blitzkrieg. He's hit the flank. Oh, there it goes, the hedge. May have actually caused SU-85 to die. So that was a very close engagement. We did get the Tiger, so that was worth it. Trading an SU-85 for a Tiger, it is always worth it, but keep in mind, this Tiger here is getting Vet, and when that hits Vet 2, he won't kill it. He won't kill a Vet 2 Tiger unless it's buttoned like 7 times in a row.
Yeah, he doesn't really have anything to move in now to take care of it. I mean, another SU-85... is on the way. But yeah, not a second AT gun. They're deciding to go for that second Maxim.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting choice there.
Yeah, the other thing as well is Ricky does have 2 of these fuel points, so he will have a lot of these fuel income to constantly spam out a lot of Tiger tanks.
Oh yeah, I think so. We just see the
Battle of MGs. I wonder who's going to win. Probably not the Maxim, but just kidding actually, because he does snipe down the crew, the gunner rather, and with that gunner down, he can't return the fire. But once the MG starts firing, he'll insta-pin. Look at that.
Look at that.
Oh my god, Maxims are just not good.
They're really not. Yeah, so...
Yeah, they're not good.
That Maxim's gonna go down. The MG squad of the Germans. I got this. It's fine.
Despite it firing first, despite it killing the gunner, Maxim still got just decimated.
Yeah.
So yeah, Maxims aren't good. Maxims are not good, but what is good is another SU-85 and a Vet 2 AT gun. Vet 2 AT guns do a lot of damage.
That's how you deal with the Tiger.
Yes, because Tigers just are not good against AT guns.
So it has been repaired now. It's only on about half-ish health though.
Yeah, that's not really enough. I mean, you definitely want to have full health, because if he gets caught by the powerful Vet units of Anavar, you can take that out.
We do see the Shrek's moving up on the side though, but there's 2 Vet 3 conscript squads there though, so that could be pretty dangerous, especially if they get another Shrek. I mean, if you get another Shrek on those conscripts, and that can actually be averagely effective, and then they can do a bit of damage to the Tiger, like not only the 18A, but with those Shreks combined.
Yeah, he's repairing it with 2 Pyros, and 2 Pyros are going to repair it pretty fast. The SU-85 and the AT guns are sitting behind. They should really go after that. It's really caught by its out of position.
Yeah,
there's no support. There's an MG actually.
I actually would like to see him maybe.
Nice. Oh, look at that. That's a nice MG. Will prevent the conscript squad.
Yeah, it's actually quite good. I'd like to see Anavar maybe move over his mortar squad, because mortar squad on the repairing, the Pyros repairing the Tiger, actually really effective. I'm pretty sure, I think it might have been playing Russian, but I lost an entire Pyro squad to one mortar shell at one point. It was
comes the SU-85, and that will start shelling away at this Tiger. I'm probably going to see a marked target as well. I would say as the conscripts should start moving in, but you want to cap the point first at least.
Yeah, I think Mark 2, yeah. Grab that point there and then try and move in. We do think the
marked
Tiger's smartly backing away, but no, the marked target doesn't back go down. He wants to get out of there, that Tiger. And we've only got the 2 combat engineer squads there.
Yeah, there's only 2, but still he can repair that pretty fast. He can blitzkrieg away if he needs to. He can just blitzkrieg with backpedal. It's incredibly fast.
Yeah, we did have no button, and we didn't really have a T-nade or anything like that, so Tiger will be fine just backing away.
Oh, that's a nice spot there. He can actually stay behind the building and won't be able to get shot unless the SU-85 tries to chase it, which you don't want to do with SU-85s. You don't want to move in because then the Tiger will just destroy you. So these guards don't have the DP, so they may not be very effective against the Grenadiers. Running out of munitions, I think.
Yeah, I think he is pretty low, and we do see another, something came down, it cost 60 munitions, whatever that was. Might be the DPs. Yeah, I think that would be, yeah. So yeah, DPs do go down the guards, it'll help them out at the top there. He does have a couple of guard squads now.
Yeah, you got to be very conservative with munitions in these late game tank battles. It's probably the worst feeling in the entire world is when you catch a Tiger out of position, you're like, yeah, I got to button it, and you're like, wait, what do you mean I don't have enough munitions? And
pretty terrible.
It's something that Soviets never had to face. Soviets never had to really worry about munitions, but now, yeah, they often do. And actually, all the Shrek got captured by the Pyros. That's nice to see because you don't want to give Shreks to these cons. You really don't want to give any Shreks away because that will give the Soviets so much more AT, that especially as Tigers aren't very particularly effective against infantry, that it can be very low if you actually give them your Shreks.
Yeah, you don't want to give out free AT, definitely not to the Soviet player.
Yeah, because unlike guards, Shreks are actually good. Shreks can actually kill tanks.
Oh, definitely. Oh, we just see that Pyro squad moving in. Yeah. He is capping back, man, and Anavar is capping back. I mean, he can keep that Tiger on the side. We do see, is that another Tiger? Yeah, second Tiger coming out now, which is good. I mean, because Anavar didn't, it's a bit hard for Ricky because he can't really move out that Tiger without the risk of being caught by 18 aids and by the SU-85 and things like that. Yeah. We do see a second SU-85 being built now from Anavar.
But I don't think it'll be enough. I mean, the blitzkrieg really changes the way the battles go once they can flank at it. So he's going for the blitzkrieg. Will he actually get the flank here? There is a Veteran in the back line, but can't do enough damage. No, he's not. The SU-85.
Did he get the flank on there? The SU-85 is going to start backing off now. He's still within range of the AT gun.
I think he got hit by a mine, perhaps. Damage engine has definitely prevented it from flanking, so that was very nice moves there from Anavar. So now that both the Tigers are trying to flank, he may even lose that Vet 2 AT gun, but it is now in the firing arc of the Tigers, so can dish out a lot of damage here. So this SU-85 is really backpedaling. But he has the second one as well, so two against one here.
Two SU-85s on the field now.
And the Shrek conscript squad, they may actually take this down. That's a very overextended Tiger, and with the 3 ways of doing damage, he's going to lose that pretty fast here. While the AT gun's actually bringing the pain. Vet 3 has dinged, so he may actually be fine. 2 Tiger battles are going on at once.
Oh, the smoke does come down though. He might actually get it back off in time, but there is the damage engine there. We do have the strike coming down.
The AT gun goes get taken out by that Tiger, and will the smoke be able to save the SU-85? Had to derp around pretty hard to avoid that bombing run, and this one though in the back line can't actually fire through the smoke. So 2 Tigers here, but they're both damage engine. They will get caught by the SU-85s, but you don't want to get those caught by the Tiger because one shot will take that one out.
Yeah, and the Panzer Shrek. The Shrek conscripts are moving out as well. The Shreks are on the side now. That's interesting. Yeah, that's good to see.
I'm surprised to see that the Anavar isn't actually pushing out his SU-85, so he can definitely kill these, especially with that Vet 1 Tiger. You really want to kill that. If that hits Vet 2, that's going to be incredibly hard to deal with. So this could be the game changer here if the Tigers actually get sniped by the SU-85.
Oh, and even those Shreks are chasing now.
Yeah, he can't chase the Tigers with a Shrek squad in the garrison, so he might have dislodged that squad. Now even the conscript squad can chase that down with the Ura if he wants to. I would definitely like to see him try and chase that, though keep in mind that bunker is still there, so that munitions point isn't going into the hands of Anavar, which is so crucial because munitions in these tank battles are so damn important.
Oh, definitely. If you can't get that the button down, then you could be in some trouble. I mean, I don't know if we saw a button actually go down in that engagement.
I don't think so.
I don't think we did.
Guards weren't nearby, but also marked target as well.
Yeah, marked target as well.
Even like the bombing run as well. Like there's so much munitions for Soviet to spend as this Doctrine. Like some Doctrines, it's hard to spend, but definitely as this one it can be. So he's actually now repairing his Tigers to Pyros at a time. We'll repair those pretty fast, so we definitely need to see Anavar try and chase these down if he can, because every engagement he's just giving these Tigers more and more vet, but then at the same time so are the Su-85s, and if they hit vet 2, then they will do a lot more damage. The Pigren squad will probably walk into the firing arc, throw an 18-8 and force the retreat.
He's getting in there now.
Look how splashed he is. No, he actually...
No, he looks like he will get there.
He might have even killed the squad. Look how splashed that was. So
yeah.
That was, maybe shouldn't have retreated that squad. Could have maybe got the kill. And so yeah, the VPs are ticking here. Anavar is actually pretty low on these VPs, but he has held 3 of them for quite some time now. So this game may just come down to VPs, because, you know, as I said, once the Tigers get vet 2, it's so hard to kill them that often it's just worth not even trying to. Just cap the VPs instead and just really try and win with the VPs instead of really trying to win by the tank battles.
Yeah, if your SC-85s get caught out of position, you could be in some trouble. But if you really have control of the map, I mean, ignore them. I mean, that's fine. If they want to push out to you, let them and try and get better positioning, but don't necessarily try and push out there. Yeah, there's a nice hedge. That Tigers in there won't get scouted.
Another mortar half track though from Ricky, and that will definitely be nice against the mortar and Maxims, which we are seeing quite a lot of, and also a lot of guards as well. So it looks like he really wants to button these down, but only having 60 munitions. He can't mark target and button. He can't even 18-aid and button as well. So actually not looking good here. Having the lack of munitions, that hedge is going to be very effective against the Su-85s, but just kidding, because actually they're firing through it, and now he's blobbing through that point. He really wants to cap the munitions. Su-85s from afar though will deal a lot of damage.
SU-85s are moving in now. He wants that point, but they're quite blobbed, and blobbing is not good against Tigers. The SU-85s, I don't think, are firing through the hedge at the moment. He's right. He's backing off those Tigers, and I think he's attack grounding maybe through that hedge. Or no,
looks like he is. Yeah, he must be. Yeah. This Pyro squad also has a Shrek, so he can definitely help in these Su-85 battles. Vet 1 has dinged for one of the Su-85s, but it won't really matter until he gets the Vet 2 for that extra damage. Looks like the Pigren squads really want to cap these VPs because they're getting quite low here, but the Maxims will prevent him from doing that.
Yeah, that's finally those Maxims are actually paying off by holding those VPs and stopping just individual.
That's a Vet 3 mortar.
Oh, Vet 3 mortar is backing off now. Pigrens are moving in. Oh, looks like he will actually get the cap down. No deny there. So he does get the cap onto the ammo point, but I don't know if he can hold it really. I mean, there's P-Shrek squads moving in.
Guards just aren't very good in infantry battles, especially against P-Grens. You know, you really want shocks at this stage, but you do definitely need the guards for the button. And so now the infantry from Ricky is actually moving in. One of the Su-85s is facing the wrong way. The rear armor might be a big deal here, but at least the Grens can't force because they are too far away. So forcing off the Su-85s at least, as the conscripts are moving in, and they're Vet 3s, so they can definitely bring the pain onto the infantry here of Ricky, as one of the squads actually gets quite low. He may lose that squad here, and that will give a Shrek perhaps.
The conscripts are moving in. No.
The hedge probably saved it, but meanwhile the P-Grens are trying to cap this point down. He really wants to deny the munition. That's so important, denying these munitions to the Soviet player in the late game.
Yeah, it's really going to. That's going to be the deciding factor of these tank battles, is whether he can button 18-aid, etc.
Mark target.
Yeah.
So double Vet 1 here, and now this Su-85 is getting halfway to Vet 2, while the Tigers aren't really vetting much at all. They're still only Vet 1, but then again, this Tiger is getting very close to Vet 2, and that's going to be a pretty big deal if that does. As I keep saying, and now there's Maxim.
That's quite a low Maxim squad there.
Yeah, it might be taken out by this mortar shell actually, so you probably should retreat there. You don't want to lose your Maxims when you need to be spending all of your money on them, and actually we have We have 240 fuel here for Anavar, so it looks as though he's actually saving up for an ISU, and that's going to be a good idea because he can destroy the hedges. ISUs can literally destroy the hedge and open up a opening for the Su-85s to barrage through that. And also, not only that as well, the Su-85, the ISU can one-shot like all the repairing Pyros, but Su-85s can't really do anything to Pyros as they're repairing. So ISU is actually going to be a very good move here from Anavar if he can get it in time, because the VPs are definitely ticking.
Oh yeah, they're really ticking down now. Anavar's held 2 VPs for quite a while. He has the third VP has been picked up again by Ricky, but Ricky really needs to eventually at some point he needs to push out and take those VPs back.
Oh, we're actually targeting a lot of damage here.
Conscript taken very low. No, we'll actually survive, and we just see was that a P-Shrek who went down there?
Pyros. Was that two Su-85s or the mortar?
I'm not.
It was Su-85.
Su-85s.
Wow.
Good on the Su-85s.
Not every day you see Su-85 actually kill 2 members with the 1 squad, and now the Maxim has been taken out, maybe retreated, so this point can be captured by Ricky. So honestly, I'm not sure where this is going. I don't know who's going to win. I think the Tiger won't die, but you don't need to kill the Tiger. You can just ignore it and just win on the VPs.
Yeah, I think Anavar's going to swap up now. He's going to try and go for the middle VP and the top VP. He seems to have left that bottom VP for now. Just knowing he can't really hold it.
Oh, the Tigers are moving in though. The ISU isn't here yet. The SU-85s can't really backpedal because there is a garrison in the way. The Blitzkrieg is popping here. We may even get Vet 2 during this engagement. The SU-85 is getting very close out of position. He's facing the wrong way. One of them may get taken out, and that is the one that's on his way to Vet 2. But here come the infantry. Can they button? Can they T-nade? That's some nice flanking there from Ricky. We'll have to see, can he actually get the killing blows here on these ISUs? That one is going to kite away, and if he can get the button, he will be fine, but he will not.
Super low now. No, he doesn't actually manage to land the 18 nade. They are firing now.
That one's buttoned, but this Vet 2 Tiger will definitely chase that down, and that S-85 looks dead to me, and you don't want to lose that Vet 2-1 while there is this point being capped here by Anavar, the Maxim holding the line here, and here come the double Shrek squads. They could be very effective. The Tiger just not dying. This isn't the firepower he needs to take this out. The guards not being enough. One SU-85 will do it eventually. We're going to have to see this ISU come in pretty soon and actually take them down. He's going for the base now as well. He's moving into the base. He really wants to finish off the SU-85, but can't he? There's nowhere to run, Anavar. Your SU-85 is cornered. It is trapped, but there is the Shrek on that conscript squad. Can he actually get the squad?
Actually help it out now, and he is within range of the SU-85.
He's getting pretty low.
The second Tiger is moving in now as well.
That Tiger is getting pretty low here. Rear armor
going down.
Rear armor on the S-25. The tier 4 will block off the S-25 at least. He's reinforcing. He shouldn't reinforce when the ISU is so close. The Tiger will get taken out. Perhaps the Shrek may get the killing blow here as the Tiger is actually kiting and blocking it off away. He's too fast for it.
No!
The Tiger survives. And now that banded Tiger, he can cap the Tiger. He needs to focus on his own Tiger, else he can't get that recaptured. But meanwhile, the points are ticking down for Ricky actually. So the Vet 2 Tiger survived, and that's what matters because the S-25s lost their Vet while the Tiger kept his.
Oh, that was a nice force fire there. He is managing to destroy that Tiger, so we'll survive now. But that's pre-Shrek. That's a pre-Shrek. Sorry, conscript squad now, but that's a Vet 2 Tiger.
That's
scary. Dangerous.
The ISUs, they're just not good against Tigers. Like they can go well at supporting the S-25s, but I wouldn't rely on an S-25.
What's the manpower cost for an ISU? It's a lot, isn't it? Yeah, 680, which is why we haven't actually seen it now. He's had the fuel for a while, but he's been reinforcing some of his squad, so he hasn't actually managed to get one up yet.
So the Tiger's staying in though. He's being very greedy here because if he gets that caught by a button as the ISU moves in, he may actually lose it. The button has gone down.
Go down.
The ISU is very close, 670 manpower, but it does smoke charge away. What's it called? Smoke charge?
Bomb? I think it might be bomb.
Panzer attack. No, I think
No.
It's smoke.
I'm not sure it is.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Anyway, we'll find out.
No, here comes the ISU. So this may be the saving grace here for Anavar. Definitely can bring on the pain. They can one-shot these P-Grand squads. SU-85s would not be good at this age. It's too late. There's too many Shreks. The Vet 2 on the target, S-25s will not be good at all. So,
I think ISU and win on VPs could be quite a good engagement here. That Vet 2 Tiger is there, but ISU has started firing.
Side armor will make it take more damage than it should, but this Shrek conscript squad is going to be very important.
Oh, the Blitzkrieg is coming on the side of the ISU.
The discharge may be on cooldown actually. The ISUs are so slow. They can get flanked so easily. He's just constantly reverse moving and circling around. But now here come the Shrek Pigrons as well. They're getting quite low. They're getting quite low from the guards. He may lose them, but then again, I think he should be fine. The ISU is backpedaling away. I'm not sure how this is going to go.
No, the P-Shreks are actually getting there. They're doing so much damage to the side armor of the ISU.
The ISU is just not good in the tank battles. He's getting quite low. He was taken out. The Tiger and the Pigrons were just too much. The ISU didn't have the button, didn't have the 18 nade. That's what you really need in these tank battles. And there it goes.
As well as the bombing run.
And that's going to be game here for Anavar. Losing any way for him to deal with this, unless he can win by VPs. But I don't think he can. You can't win the VP battle with guards. It's like guards just aren't good against Pigrons. You really need shocks or PPSH conscripts to win those infantry battles. The MG as well will definitely. Wait, he's going to lose the MG to the Maxim.
It's actually got a pin.
Oh my god! The Maxim will win! Fantastic, good work there, Mr. Maxim.
He's firing away.
My hero. And so yeah, the VPs are ticking. But I think.
What's the infantry status like on Ricky? How many units does he actually have? I mean, he's got a few now.
He doesn't have a lot.
He doesn't have a lot. He's got a couple of pre-grand squads and a couple of grand squads, but
actually, hang on.
Yeah.
This isn't over yet. Anavar definitely has the infantry power. He has more squads, more vet, more MG. So he may be able to win this if the Tiger can't actually help out. Maybe an Ostavin would be a good choice here, if not a Brombar, because there is definitely more infantry. Anavar actually may win the VPs. It's 82 to 100, so the VPs are very low here.
And he does have those double Maxims as well, so that could assist him in holding them off. I mean, he doesn't have to hold them for too long.
Yeah, also because all of the P-Grants have Shreks. So actually, they're not going to be very good against the guards or the conscripts because half of the infantry firepower is basically going to be redundant and worthless against these grenadiers. But once the Tiger gets repaired, once it gets back into the battle, it will probably win the game here. 52 kills on the Tiger. That's a very, very heroic Tiger.
Absolutely crazy. And yeah, I'm not sure how he can push back. I mean, that Tiger is being repaired now. I'm not sure.
Slowly,
I mean, he's got the top VP, but which VP is he actually going to focus down? I mean, there are some infantry squads still out from Ricky.
And yeah, Ricky's definitely decapping Anavar of his points. So not only does he have to fight with VPs, he also has to fight back his points, which can really delay the time. Another MG battle here. Who will win? Probably the MG 42 because you know MGs are good.
Right, but the pin there. See who can get the pin first, pretty much.
Not that it really matters though, because there is this second Maxim in the back line. With the Vet 2, that should definitely win the MG battle here. I would hope so, at least.
Tiger is still in the base, and they're quite blobbing.
Oh, here goes, and a second Tiger as well.
Tiger. I think Anavar's in a bit of trouble now. The double Tiger.
Yeah, double Tiger. They'll definitely shut down infantry. I mean, they're not good against infantry, but still, they will definitely even the odds out. But I think Ostavins would be a better choice.
Yeah, and that Vet 2 Tiger will not die to infantry. Will not die to Shreks. Will not die to AT.
Well, even the Vet 01 won't. Like you can't kill just infantry. And so yeah, these Pigman squads may get taken up by the nade. Actually, not really. Did
a little bit of a dodge there.
50 VPs definitely getting low here. A huge Tiger push from Ricky as well. He really wants to try and push Anavar back into his base and delay the capping. And that's exactly what two Tigers do. Yeah, GG.
Yeah, GG on that one. Two Tigers, no thank you. I'll pass on that.
Especially when I hit Vet 3, I mean, that would have just decimated those infantry squads. Yeah. So a very intense game here from Anavar and Ricky. The SU-85s just weren't enough. They really needed to be a lot more conservative. Because once he landed that flank, then, the SU-85s, when they go down, when you lose the Vet battle, then basically you can't stop them.
You're in pretty serious trouble. Yeah, it's interesting to see how he got those Tigers out quite quickly, despite the fact he went very fuel heavy on the armored cars, on the mortar half tracks and things like that. He actually ended up getting those Tigers out and doing quite well.
Probably didn't even take to tier 3 or anything like that. Yeah, tier 2, tier 3. Yeah, I think what might have been a good idea for Anavar, if he got some mines, perhaps, just like mine the roads so the Tigers couldn't flank. But it is a pretty hard engagement to win. Basically, like I think the problem is that like the smoke bombs or whatever they're called, they're just too good. Like
they were so effective. I mean, like every time you thought one of the Tigers might get caught out of position, they just came down and okay,
yeah, it's
can't hit me.
It's a get out of jail free card. It's like, well, I've 18 energy, nope, button. Oh, sorry, I've buttoned you, nope, smoke charge. I've 18-ated you, but nope, didn't penetrate. I can't slow down your Tiger. I can't actually prevent you from flanking it.
Yeah.
But before you would 18-ated. You would kill it with the button. Because I think that the smoke bomb has been a recent change where it goes through button. But then again, I mean, Tigers they do literally cost like double of an SU-85. So a Tiger should kill an SU-85. But the problem is that that's all that Soviets have, SU-85s. But still, I think definitely like if there were more on the field, if they were controlled better, SU-85s could have definitely taken out the Tigers.
Yeah,
at
least.
I think so. So I won't cry on balance or anything, but it was very good play here from Ricky. It was very nicely executed.
Yeah, I thought it was quite a good game. Excellent game from both players.
Fantastic. So fun. Yeah, I think that'll wrap this up. This was an awesome game. Only in Company of Heroes can you shoutcast a 50-minute game and it actually not be boring.
It was actually really enjoyable. It's fun stuff.
Fantastic. Well, until next time, we are the Generals Gentlemen. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. We also do a lot of Command and Conquer on our main channel. So if you like CNC, if you like Generals, check us out. Do just follow us, because we're quite handsome, I'd like to think.
I like to think so too.
Fantastic. All right, well, good night.
See you later.
Bye-bye.